What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on the Infinite Warfare campaign, little walkthrough slash trailer that we got at E3 last night. For this one, basically what we got is, we got to see a shortened version, a condensed version of a walkthrough of a space mission in Infinite Warfare. So, if you guys haven't seen the raw footage of this yet, I will leave a link to that down below. Go and check that out for yourself, so you can take in the whole experience with the sound and everything. And then come back here and you can listen to my thoughts on that and see if you agree or disagree with what I said. So with this one, basically we're starting in a spaceship and we actually go out into space and we get into a couple little dogfights. Then we end up in an enemy spaceship and we're killing a few enemies and stuff there. And it looks like a Call of Duty mission basically, but in space. And I think they definitely made huge improvements over the space mission from Ghosts. I really like that space mission in Ghosts because it was something completely different that we haven't really seen before. And this one definitely looked a whole lot better, like with the little grapple and everything, helped you get around a little bit faster. Lots of cool maneuvers you could do with that grapple as well. Some of the killing blows with the grapple were really cool as well. And overall, it looked like a very fun mission to play. There's lots of 3D sort of fighting going on, and that's something that's unique, that you don't really see when you have that boots on the ground sort of mission all the time. Having said this, I do feel like this is going to be one of those one-off sort of missions where you are in space and stuff and it's really cool, but it's not what we really expect with like every single one of the campaign missions. At least I'm kind of hoping for that. I don't want Call of Duty in space all the time. I think it would be kind of cool just to like for one or two missions throughout the entire campaign, you end up in space doing this kind of stuff. And I feel like that's likely going to be the case. There's likely going to be a lot more action on the ground, like on Earth, as well as it looks like on the moon of one of the moons of Jupiter, and maybe even a few other planets or moons or something along those lines. So I do feel like this is definitely one of those missions where they're just kind of showing off something different. We've seen them in the past with Call of Duty where we have our regular missions where we're on the ground and moving from cover to cover and everything. And then every now and then they throw in that one mission that just completely changes everything. And I'm pretty sure this is one of those missions. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it looks like a lot of fun. I'm very excited for this, but I just don't know how representative of the actual campaign this is going to be. As for the dogfighting in space, it honestly looked like it was pretty much like on the rails and scripted. So it looks like it's basically the game says follow this guy and kill him. And there really isn't too much freedom there. Like you're not actually flying around in an open space like a sandbox type dogfighting thing. It looks like it pretty much just leads you in the direction it wants you to go. And you just have to shoot the spaceships while you're flying around. So for me, I don't think that's really going to be like a major aspect of this game, the whole dogfighting thing. I do think it looks to be more of a gimmick to make the game look cool, and we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it actually ends up playing out, but that's the impression that I got based on the little bit of footage that we got. One thing I did want to point out, it's really minor and really quick, but it was a big complaint that I've seen from a lot of people, and that is how unrealistic it is because there's all this sound in space, and you wouldn't get all that sound in space. And that's true, you wouldn't get all that because there's no atmosphere for this sound to travel through. I just wanted to point out that when you actually put your helmet on, it does say artificial audio generation initiated. So it's actually the helmet generating this artificial audio to give you awareness of your surroundings. I know it may seem like really minor, but it's kind of funny how many people are just outraged by this fact, and I just wanted to point out that little tiny thing. The next thing I want to talk about is the new guns that we saw, as well as the new equipment that we saw. There's some pretty cool looking things. It looks like we have some sort of like a gravity grenade or something where you throw it and it like sucks all the enemies towards it and they like float up in the air and you can shoot them while they're floating there helplessly. That looked really neat. I doubt we'll see anything like that in multiplayer. I could be wrong though. I could be completely wrong, but it just doesn't seem like it's something that would fit well with multiplayer. Also, we have the grapple. I don't know if this is just going to be for space missions. I kind of have a feeling it is just going to be for space missions, but again, could be completely wrong. I really like the finishing moves of the grapples, like I said earlier. I thought that looked really cool and everything. And I'm definitely excited to play with that. As for graphics, this is one thing I wanted to address. I was honestly a little bit disappointed in the graphics. It doesn't look like they've made any significant improvements from Ghosts. It basically looks like the same graphics from Ghosts. And that's not to say that the graphics are absolutely horrible or anything. It's just to say that they didn't really blow me away by any means, and there have been a few games this year that have absolutely blown me away with their graphics, and COD is definitely not one of them. And that's okay. I mean, COD isn't a game where I expect the most amazing graphics. It's more so about the feel of the gameplay to me, and one thing I did notice with this is it looks like COD. Like, you can tell, even though they're in space and it's a completely different environment than what we're used to with COD, you can tell it's a Call of Duty game just based on how the character moves, how the guns work and everything, you can tell it's COD, and that's a good thing. I'm glad they didn't stray away from that at all. So overall, I wasn't absolutely blown away with this trailer. I think it looks cool, I think it looks like fun, but for me, multiplayer is really where it's at, and campaign doesn't really interest me too much. So I don't know how representative this is going to be of multiplayer. It looks like a lot of things in this that we saw are not going to be in multiplayer, very likely anyways. And I'm just waiting for that. So, while it looks cool and stuff, and I'm probably going to play through the campaign, I hope I will. I didn't even make it through the Black Ops 3 campaign because I just care about multiplayer that much. I'm hoping to try it out and everything. I hope it can keep my interest. But really, it's just multiplayer at this point that I'm really waiting for, really excited for. We probably won't see much. We might see a teaser within the next like month and a half or 2 months, but it looks like we probably won't see the full multiplayer reveal until COD XP in the beginning of September. So right after that campaign walkthrough, we got a teaser, sort of cinematic trailer, we'll say, of the Modern Warfare Remastered game. So this is COD 4 Remastered, and it really only showed us cinematics, but it really brought back a lot of nostalgic feelings. It felt great, especially the whole Gilly and the Mist sniper part of it was amazing. The graphics look really good. Again, like, not absolutely mind-blowing, nothing so groundbreaking that it's amazing, but when compared to COD 4, definitely huge improvement in the graphics. I'm very excited to play through this again. I've played through that campaign so many times, and I'm excited to play through it in much better graphics again. And also, for multiplayer, I'm very excited, but we got no hint whatsoever in multiplayer. One thing I was slightly disappointed with is they didn't show off any actual gameplay. Even single player gameplay, just a few clips of it, I would have been happy. But we didn't get any actual gameplay, it was all just little cinematic cutscenes, so that's one thing that I'm concerned about with this game. I'm hoping it has the exact same feel of COD 4, but just with the updated graphics, and we didn't get to see that for sure here. So there we have it. That's going to wrap it up for today's video. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of both of these games. Are you really excited for them or not so much? If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.